Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Hunting After Dark podcast. This is Jason Price here with my co-host Justin Rumley, and we're actually going to be doing a product review today. And the product is going to be an AGM product. Of course, you see our nice big sign here, and we have the AGM Adder TS35 3D4, and that's what we have here in front of us that we're going to be going over today. And doing a little review, a little rundown of some of the things, kind of thoughts we have on the Adder TS35. And of course, the Adder line, we kind of get a little bit into that as well. But as far as an entry level into AGM products, where I would say entry level as far as products with versatility, and the 3D4 is that 35 3D4. So Adder TS35 3D4 is what we have here with us today, guys. So this unit, we kind of go down the spec sheet. I hate reading spec sheets. This is the thing. We're going to do this 30 minutes long. So we kind of go over some of the specs, and then let's roll into some of the things and come up with thoughts here what we use in the field.
Yep.
So the micron detector on here, it is 12 micron with a Vox core. So, I mean, you are getting kind of the top line of 3D4 as far as that sensor being 12 micron. And then, of course, there's a millikelvin raving of less than 35. And then you have a resolution, 3D4, mentioned that plenty of times here, and then 50 hertz refresh rate. So, you're not having to deal with any lag. There's no 25 or 30 hertz. It's 50 hertz. So, making running shots and movement and things like that, you're not going to have any issues being able to go there with this and being able to kind of go around and make those running shots. I mean, we did it with this unit, so it's not an issue, not a problem at all. 35 millimeter lens, so we are looking at a 35 millimeter sensor. So it is pretty good size, so it's not like you're dealing with 25 or something like that. Magnification, I think the magnification on this is pretty good.
Absolutely. Being a 3x24 and being able to dial up the magnification on it is pretty dang good. That's one of the big things that I like the most about the Adder series is the magnification, going from 3 to 24 and then being able to dial up, go all the way up to 24, or being able to just crank all the way back down to that
it's
3
all about
power.
the clicks. I don't even know if the microphone picked it up. We'll see.
Oh yeah, you can hear a little bit.
Hear a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do have that textile feel, kind of like a daytime scope. So you do kind of get more feeling with that than just something that's completely digital. Even though it is digital, they're kind of giving you some remnants of something.
Being able to feel them clicks as you go, and not having to look up in the corner of the scope and seeing, okay, where am I at? No, you can just feel them clicks and call it good.
Yeah, because I mean, being able to it's like dial up, dial down, just like your variable scope. I mean, that's been a big deal. I mean, 24 power on 3D 435. I mean, there's not a lot of units that have that magnification. Yep. So, I mean, yeah, it does get a little pixelated at 24, but if you know what that target is, and that coyote's giving you that one last little look,
you got an idea what you think you're looking at. You can dang sure get all the way up on them on that 24 power. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's like they give you that one last little look over the shoulder. You can throw one out there,
dial it in and throw one out and see what happens. You never know.
Detection, the image detection range of like 1,800 meters, but I mean, for us, I mean, realistic ID for this unit, I would say, what we've been able to see, like, there's a coyote out there, there's a deer, 250 yards. I mean,
comfortably,
maybe 275. Depend. Guys, just know, everything deals with humidity these days. So, whatever your humidity is can kind of cut that down. But on a nice cool night,
get that weather just right. You can push it 250, 275, like you said, easily, no doubt.
Yeah, and be able to make those shots. So, for most guys, that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's a good, comfortable shot, I believe.
Yeah, and then something I do like about this now, the Rattler is getting updated, just so if you guys don't know. Depending on when the units ship and kind of where they're getting them from and when those come in, the Rattler may just still have the original Rattler software, but actually you can update your Rattler to run the Adder software now. In the manual, it's really detailed on what the clicks are and things like that in the Adder. So this is they're getting more towards that precision shooting that guys have been wanting to. Yeah. Increments of measurement and what they can change. And you're being able to do that more with this unit. And they actually have 5 reticles, and with those a coordinating 0. So it's not like the Rattler where you were kind of stuck, where you had 5 reticles that you had to figure out how to sight those were your different sight ends. Yeah. One reticle was your one gun, reticle 2 was your other gun, and you're just kind of stuck to that crosshair unless you carried those values over. This, I mean, set whatever reticle you want, because they've got 5 and 4 different colors, and then just set whatever gun you want.
Yeah, I mean, that's it don't get no better than that. I mean, that's exactly what I'd be looking for if I was in the market.
I know Jess and I both get calls here at the store, asking us constantly about between the Rattler or the Adder, know. And those are some of those things we're trying to always mention about the software and things that it's able to do. Yeah. Well, now, guys, you can run that on your Adder.
Yeah, I was going to say, now it's going to be,
as well. Yeah.
Now you're going to be, narrowing it down to the style that you want. Do you want that, compact style, or you want that more of a regular scope look? Because, all the internal parts are going to be almost the same, other than maybe the battery system and stuff. But, you want that regular scope look, the Adder's ideal for you. Or if you want that compact, scope, that Rattler series is going to be just ideal.
Now, there's something I always overlook. I've seen the spec sheet probably a million times, but I've never realized that the bore side increment, they actually list it as 0.13 mils and then 0.44 MOA. So they actually have it listed on the spec sheet here.
So you got what you need to know for some of the longer ranger guys.
Yeah, and then the pallets, of course, you got your white hot, black hot, red hot. Fusion is kind of that color mode. So, you've got traditional pallets here that are on this scope, but then also there is a scene mode, and it has recognition in jungle. We don't really ever use jungle. I don't think the jungle looks as good as recognition. Even in like dense areas, I still leave it in recognition mode. So I don't ever think you guys are ever going to need to change that.
Yeah,
in my opinion, I mean,
just leave it off.
That's
usually what I do also.
Yeah, I've accidentally left it in jungle mode a couple times. Like, it looks a little different.
Yeah.
And but no, something with this unit that is different, kind of another upgrade, is that they do have a shot activated recording. And so I will admit that there's been times that I forgot to hit recorded. Yeah. And the shot activated recording is definitely safe.
And it's usually in a situation where, I hope I recorded. No, dang it, I missed this one up. But then that shot activated recording is there to back you up, which it's not nice and ideal.
Well, it's just like, think about like stands. You're out there and you've been out there 20 minutes. Like, I'm turning off the recording and then something comes rolling in.
Oh, yeah, it never fails. You're getting ready to pack up. It's been 20, 30 minutes. All right, let me turn my recording off. Let me get my stuff packed up here. And you look one more last time and, there's your cat. Great stand, great opportunity. Last thing you're thinking about is hitting record. So, that's the most ideal for that.
I mean, so I love this unit that you're never going to miss any recordings to show, friends, family, buddies, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It does have picture-in-picture on top of this. So, you talk about doubling of magnifications and things like that. You're going to get that, double in the picture-in-picture from, what you're going to be running on your regular base from that 3 to 12. It does have Wi-Fi streaming. It does have standby mode. Video recording that we were just talking about, it actually has audio. There is a microphone here towards the eyepiece, kind of where your buttons are. So it does have audio with this. So, and it syncs up perfectly, works really well. It's actually pretty sensitive. So,
anything you say, it's going to pick up. That's no doubt.
F-bombs I will admit, on a review video, there was some WTFs and some other things in there that I had to bleep out on my review video at Farrell, Texas, and had to bleep some of those out. But I mean, we can hear guys like counting down, like next to us. Somebody counting down. I mean, you could pick that up with the audio on here. So as far as like quality audio, it's not muffled. This unit, I mean, it's all.
It's pretty dang good.
Job.
Yep.
I mean, you should go and look at these things. I mean, I hate going on every little thing here, but like, you can take a picture with it. You can correct your dead pixels. So with thermal, you're gonna have a dead pixel happen.
Yeah.
You do not have to send it in. You can do it on your own. You just cover it up, kind of blot it out. I mean, there's tons of pixels on these things, but what's nice is that you can blot those out there and do it all by yourself. Of course, it talks about uniformity correction. That's all that is just your nuking, guys. That's you clearing the sensor. Well, we do get some calls on these every once in a while where someone had shipped in manual mode. Just throw it on auto and go roll with it. Let it determine. If you got something that's coming in, you can still manually nuke the unit while it's still in auto mode. So that's what I do.
I was going to say, I usually just keep it in auto and let it do its thing over the course of hunting while I got it on.
And tons of storage, 64 gigs. I mean, they do very good on the video compression and the audio on here.
Yeah.
And so it's like you could fill this scope up. I mean,
I was gonna say, you got plenty of room. You could even let that sucker roll for, a couple hours, cut it off, and a couple more, and
Because
shoot.
how many times have I told you? I was just like, just hit record when you're going in.
Yeah, I was like, we ain't even on our stand yet, and here we are. He's like, hey, push record so we don't forget. Boom, hit record, and I look up, and it's in like 3 hours. I'm like, maybe we can turn it off and restart and go back down to nothing less than an hour and start over again.
The battery on these things, so it does have some internal 18650s is what that battery system is. But what's unique about this is that it does have this internal battery system, and that we were able to run it 12 hours. Like when we had the winter storm come through here where we were getting down into the 20s, we sat there and left this thing out. And like, hey, is this thing going to really work 12 hours? So we turned the auto nuke function off, and then we went out there and we put this thing out just to see what it would do. So, I mean, it made the whole 12 hours. I mean, it wasn't dead. We just stopped at 12. I mean, it was getting on the battery symbol. Wasn't quite flashing, but we was like, hey, it's 12. It bet what they were saying they were going to do.
That's plenty. Shooting. You know, most guys around here, around Central Texas, I mean, they're only really using it throughout the darkness. So, I mean, anything more than 12 hours, you're using it all day, sun up and sundown. So, shoot, I would say 12 hours would be plenty. And then the other thing, too, about the batteries is, you know, you've got the one that's built in. Even if you are running low or, you know, accidentally leave it on, you just plug that sucker in, you know, in your vehicle or even your Polaris or something as you're moving from stand to stand and get that quick charge. Get those quick, you know, 2 or 3 minutes, maybe even 5, depending on how far you're going.
Well, the top turret up here, it does have that secondary battery system. It's not the, you know, that's what you should not depend upon. Go charge this sucker up.
Yeah, don't forget to charge it.
You can throw a rechargeable CR123 battery or a regular CR123 battery on top, so it does have that dual battery system outside of the external charging, which some guys like to do. I know up north, run a battery pack to it, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But let's say, hey guys, you left the thing on, you ran all night long, and you go and you leave it on in your gun case or whatever. I will
forget
admit,
to charge. I mean, yeah.
I've done that plenty of times.
Say both of us are guilty on that. We think we turned it off. Heck no, that sucker's just running wide open, and we go to use it thinking we still got to charge and don't have enough time to even plug it in to get a quick charge. So here we are screwing the top turret off just to stick a battery and charge while we can on the go to get that secondary battery ready to go too.
Yeah, I mean, you get about an hour, so you could go make a stand pretty easy with that CR123 battery, and I mean that seems to be plenty for a lot of guys. You know, it's like you can charge that sucker up.
And I've been with a couple guys also. You know, he thinks he's got a full charge, but you know he's one of those guys that didn't even bother to check before we even left the house. He's like, oh no, it's plenty good. Well, he's so bad about this, he always throws a couple of CR123 batteries in his pocket. Well, of course, we get out there on the stand. He goes to turn his scope on. He's like, God dang. He's like, my scope's dead. He's like, I knew that's why I carried these batteries. So here he is unscrewing that top turret, dropping a battery in there. He's like, I can't believe I did that. I was like, I can because you carry those batteries around for a reason. This can't be your only time doing this.
Yeah. Forgetful out there.
Oh, I know. It's easy to do, especially if you're going often.
I mean, it's like, you know, it literally has a shutdown mode where it does a countdown and everything, but, you know, you're going to bump it, you're going to turn it on. I mean, these things are made not to be baby. You know, you can go out there and take these things and go get out in the field, and you're not really paying attention to all that stuff sometimes, and buttons get bumped. But it is nice that it does have multiple ways to run this unit, and it's been a lot of fun being able to do that. But I am surprised at how long the batteries do last in these things. And then they quick charge pretty good. I mean, I couldn't give you exact charge times on here, but I mean, think 2 or 3 hours and you're hooked, you're pretty good.
You're good for a night at least.
Yeah. It's got you a good charge on it.
At least 2.
Because, I mean, guys will go throw these in the trucks. I mean, hell, I'll throw mine in the back seat sometime, and I'll run that back charger in the back of the truck and run that USB-C cord to it and let it charge by sitting behind me.
Oh, yeah, I'm guilty also. Shoot, that Type-C, I'll screw that side turret right here. I just unscrew this sucker and then plug it in as I'm going. Like I said, I mean, most of my stands, we're probably no more than 20 minutes away from each other. So as I'm on the road driving, I just grab that Type-C charger, boom, plug it in there. Like I said, get you about 20 minutes worth of charge between every stand, and that's all I really need. Even if I forget to charge the night before, usually on my way, like I said, 20 minutes can, you know, give me enough for that, 30-minute stand at most, and plug it in and off we go again.
Well, I guess the last thing here is the weight. So it's almost 2 pounds. That's without the mount. So that being said, the American Defense 30 millimeter ring, quick QD rings is what they use. So it is an all-in-one deal. You can use any 30 millimeter rings, guys. So if you got your favorite bolt action, whatever it may be, you can still use those 30 millimeter rings with it. But the American Defense mount is included with this purchase, and so you're set. But it's for Picatinny only. So
I was gonna say, as long as you got a Picatinny rail, shoot, that sucker will work just fine. I mean, I know I've got a bolt action rifle that I put a Picatinny rail on, and even with that American Defense mount, I still put that on top of there, even just get away from the base scope rings and still use that American Defense attachment. Just for some reason,
right. you did change out the rail. On
I like it better for some reason, other than I don't really plan on taking it off, but there's always going to be that time where, hey, I might want to try something different, just for the night or something. Well, I know I can just pop those 2 latches, take it off, and then put whatever new scope I'm going to try out. And then when I take that one off, I can pop those back in the 2 Picatinny slots, and then I know that's probably going to be right on track where I left off with from the last time.
Well, I will admit the thing that I hate doing is I hate taking scope rings off.
Yeah, there's nothing worse.
I hate pulling out Allen wrenches
Yeah.
and having to take them off of a gun, having to take rings off a gun.
Yeah.
I mean, it is hard enough when a guy's coming in the store and is like, hey, can you put my ADM, my American Defense ring, put my American Defense on
just
scopes.
screwing them little Allen.
Yeah. It drives me crazy. It's like, if there was something that worked better than those Allen screws, I would be all over it. But that's what everybody uses. But I do like that QD system, just being able to pop things on and off. I mean, because we do that here all the time. I mean, we're swapping guns, we're swapping optics, and it's definitely a lot of convenience factor to it.
Yeah, like I said, as long as you got a Picatinny rail, those American Defense mounts to me are the way to go, just because you can pop on, pop off. It'd take you less than 5 minutes to change out scopes, as long as the other scope that you're using has a Picatinny mount style also. But I mean, to me, it's just ideal.
I mean, I know here that some of the guys may run higher calibers.
Yeah.
In where it's not really. We technically don't have a varmint season, but we still
still
kind of treat it like a varmint season.
Sometimes when it gets too dang hot outside, you just, all right, we're not going out. We're going to maybe go chase pigs or something. Then when it starts cooling off, we're like, we're back in action now. It's time to roll.
Well, it's like, these guys run higher calibers for shooting pigs during the year, and then they get up to, deer season starts to wrap up, and they're like, all right, well, it's varmint season in January going into March, and then they swap guns. I mean, being able to get these and go switch calibers and go try something else.
That's like, I got a buddy now. I mean, he's right now he's pig hunting. He's got American Defense mount. All he did was take it off his bolt action that he used for varmint hunting, threw it on that AR platform. Boom, he's ready to go. And then I know when he stops pig hunting, he's just going to pop the 2 latches, put it back on his bolt action, and boom, he's ready to go without even having to shoot. But, reassurance, make sure that the scope's still on, always.
But, it's like saving the multiple profiles in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it such an easy deal to do for these guys being able to go up. I mean, hey, if you're 6 inches off and you got to make a little adjustment,
that's
a lot
that's
better than nothing than missing the paper altogether.
Yeah, starting from 0 pretty much.
It'll save guys some ammunition for sure. Another thing with this zeroing, I mean, I totally forgot to mention that with this scope, it does have a reference point, so you can kind of one-shot zero it.
Yeah.
So you'll put the little plus sign that they have, put it on the bullseye, and you can do this at any magnification. And the increments do change with if you're magnified versus if you're out at the base mag. But you have a reference point for the plus, and then you can put your crosshair on your impact point, and it's a one-shot zero adjustment. I mean, it's very easy to sight these things in as is with this platform.
Yeah.
But, I mean, being able to go hop guns and different things, I mean, it's like how many guys do we know go from AR to bolt action later in the year?
Yeah.
They run AR to go throw some bullets and then
I was going to say, most of the guys I know, they're using AR platforms for pig hunting, and then when varmint season comes around, they're back to their bolt action, just because they're more precise on their shots. They want to know that, okay, I'm aiming behind the shoulder on a coyote. I want to be able to, that's where I want to hit. Or if I'm aiming right between the eyes on a coyote, that's where I want to hit. And 2, a lot of these guys say, oh, my bolt action is way lighter than my AR. And usually you're only getting 1, maybe 2 shots in varmint hunting, compared to when you're pig hunting, you can get up to 10, 12 shots. So they're really not looking for that extra follow-up shot on varmint hunting. They're mainly looking for, that 1 shot is really all they're going to get. So maybe you might get 2 to, put them down completely. But, a lot of these guys, they're chasing that bolt action, and then they're chasing that AR in the summers, like especially right now when the pigs pigs are out hot and heavy. That's what they're chasing with is that AR platform.
So I know we've kind of gone over the spec sheets and some of the things we kind of like kind of already as we were going through, but I know one thing that you and I both talk about, and it's kind of back to the same point, is that people getting into the thermal game.
Yeah.
Getting into it. This unit, it retails for $2,500.
Yeah.
So I would say, and I say entry level, yes, you can go higher and more, but as far as something that's sturdy and usable and going to take it out, you get a lot of older guys coming.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. I mean, for $2,500, this scope will do everything you want, especially around here in Central Texas. A lot of guys, this is all they need. That's all they want. Of course, you can go up all the way to $10,000-$20,000. But a lot of those guys are like,
we're more than welcome to help you out with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but a lot of these guys are like, man, that's all I need. That's as far as I want to zoom in, and that's as clear as I want to see. He was like, I don't need to count eyelashes on them, but he was like, I at least want to be able to tell you what I've got in front of me. And they're like, this $2,500 scope right here does everything I need. But he was like, but then you've got those guys that are, no, I want to be able to, he's got, 50 eyelashes, and all those crazy details. And hey, more power to you.
So
hey,
got male,
they're right
female.
there on the shelf. Yeah. Making sure, oh no, I don't know. I'm aiming for a female. I don't want that male. Just, crazy different things that you can do. You can get into detail as much as you want. It's crazy.
Well, what I was thinking is, talking about the older guys.
Yeah.
The older guys that say, that's above me. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, not realizing that they can go throw this on any old bolt action they've got around.
Yeah.
That they can go throw it on Grandpa's old rifle. They can go throw it on something that they've had forever. As long as they have those 30mm rings.
That's all they need.
They can go throw it on some tried and true rifle. As long as you can get those rings on there.
Oh, Grandpa's 30-06, man. You're going to throw it on top. Get them 30mm rings. You're going to be in action, I promise.
Yeah, so it's like, because, you get those dovetail cutout rings, the 30mm, as long as these, you don't have to have it risen, you don't have to rise it too high on these. So just probably I think it's medium
fine.
height. I think it's like medium height or high would work perfectly. You just don't want the low profile ones on this.
Yeah.
If you go to the 50mm adders, you will want I think those high profile ones, because I think the 50mm lens is a little bit big on, just kind of depends on how the bolt action's set up.
Yeah.
But this is what I said. Where I get the old guys coming in here, they want something. Because they, we do have a lot more ARs here in Texas than most folks, but we do have a lot of guys that are just not comfortable with ARs.
Yeah, a lot of them prefer their bolt action
Yeah.
because they've been handed down from generation to generation. They know what this gun can do, and nope, they're dead set.
Well,
I'm going to put this scope on this gun right here.
Well, you think about it. They got the deer rifle.
Yeah.
They go shoot it once or twice. Oh yeah, it's zeroed.
Yeah.
One buck county, 2 buck county. You're shooting that gun once or twice,
yeah.
or maybe
Just
get one
once.
doe, and they only shoot that gun 3 or 4 times a year. Now you're getting to be able to utilize this a little bit more. And I've seen some older guys come in here. When I say old, I'm talking about some elderly guys. They may not stay up late every night.
Yep.
But they're like, I got coyote problems. I got this problem. I got coons coming to whatever. They're getting kind of reinvigorated because deer season, October to January, or maybe more November, if you talk about gun, November to January.
Yeah.
That they're getting reinvigorated with hunting because of what they were able to do now, kind of playing around with the thermal.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that excites me. That's something I think is funny. It's
yeah.
just like, no, man, we'll get you all set up. Bring that gun on in here.
Yeah, I
We'll
don't
go-
care if it's a 1950s model. Hey, we can get that sucker mounted
like,
right
yeah,
on
we'll-
top.
we'll
All
put
you
your
need is them
scope-
rings.
Yeah, we'll put your scope on there on whatever gun you want. And we get guys all the time bringing, precision shooting rifles. I've seen some old rifles come through, and we go rig them up, and then then they're out there.
Yeah.
They're out there running after it and getting
There
after
you
it,
go. Oh, yeah.
and getting excited. They'll come swing back by and talk about coyotes, or they'll call us or send us a message on some of the social media stuff, and send us photos.
Yeah.
What,
Well, a lot of these, like I've heard a couple stories from some of these older guys that have been in here, and are like, oh man, they got tons of pigs right here in my backyard, but they only come out at night. They don't like my spotlight. I'm like, oh man, looks like you need a thermal right here. This is the one you need for him. And then you get them, like they said, he's got that older rifle that he's, I think we can fit it on here. Absolutely. Put it on there. Next thing you know, he's right there in the mess of the pigs, taking care of them. And, he's having the time of his life. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's funny, and of course you get guys, shooting armadillos down here and everything else. But,
Yeah, anything
shooting
that
all the
walks.
critters that move.
Yeah. You got to watch
Something's
out.
tearing up my garden at night. We get that too, but, we get a lot of farmers come rolling in, talking about coyotes rolling around and everything else. And just, I was like, hunting at night. You know, we call it hunting after dark. Well,
Yeah.
you know, hunting after dark. I mean, there's a lot of guys think about they're working 8 to 5 every day.
Yep.
Might get some free weekends free, but being able to pick up and do something for $2,500. I mean, it's the
And
most,
being able to mount it on the gun you already got.
so I guess I get to make my nighttime joke. It's about the most fun you have with your pants on.
Yeah. No shit.
What you can do at night, stay
Yeah.
out of trouble and be legal.
Yeah. And not have
And,
to worry about anything.
So I could tell you guys that the Adder platform is great. You know, entry level beginners, but still great for just the everyday user. And it's been a good platform to go out and just being able to just use whatever gun you want to. Because the Rattler, there is some limitations of having the Picatinny rails, but Rattler's been tried and true for AGM.
Yeah.
AGM, I mean, that was their built up platform. That the Rattler 25 3D4, the Rattler 35 3D4, and then of course now we get a lot of guys wanting the 19 256 and the 25 256. You know, $1,000, $1,200 thermals. I'm like, well, you know, you just a little bit more. You know,
Get a little bit.
You get more
for a little bit more,
capabilities.
you can get a little bit more.
Yeah, it's like, well, you
crazy.
don't have to go buy the gun, but then
Yeah.
again, some of these guys they'll justify buying another gun.
Yeah, they'll find the excuse. Oh, well, if I get another scope, I think I need another gun. That's a good idea, man.
gotta
Good philosophy. Go ahead and
Honey,
try it out.
Honey, I got to get a gun that works with this new scope that I bought.
Yeah, it's just there's no option. I can't change it out to a Picatinny or anything. You just got to buy a new one
Just gotta go
completely.
with
Might as well.
But I can say that AGM's been really good about quality products. This unit does have a 5-year warranty, and that is something that's been great about AGM is they did go from 3 years to 5 years in this past year here, 2023. And so you think about it, $2,500. Just think that's $500 a year. $500 a year to use. Would you use it enough for $500? I would say most guys are going to say yes.
Yeah.
For $500,
I was gonna say that sells most guys right there just by itself.
Yeah, and it is transferable. So if you decide, hey, you want to upgrade, I mean, this unit is, you can go trade it in, go sell it, privately sell it, and then go out there and get you, if you feel like you need the 50 millimeter lens and you want to go see fleas on the coyote or whatever you want to do, get real crazy.
Anything
with it,
detailed, I mean, you can go count eyelashes, like I said before, if you really, really wanted to.
But guys, if you have questions, reach out to us. I'm gonna let Justin close us out here.
Yeah, be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts or Spotify at Hunting After Dark. You can also email us at huntingafterdarkpodcast@gmail.com, or you can reach us at huntingafterdark.com. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, guys.